Password? Angelina one?
Yours,
Yeah.
I don't know, what's your password?
They're all the same, aren't they?
Yeah.
They put all those passwords where they mine?
If they are,
It
I
ain't my
bet you
computer,
pay.
so I don't have it.
It's
Now I gotta go
yeah.
right here.
That's kinda scary.
Seven, yeah.
Uh,
2020.
If you don't turn your number lock on it, you can't get in because the number won't print. If you're just opening it up. Turning it on.
We're there.
See how many pages are here. Just click on that.
Right here?
Yeah, okay, that's all. Click on it again, that's good.
I guess while they're doing that, I make a motion to reconvene the budget workshop.
I
Yeah.
second that.
We're gonna do that. All right, let's go ahead and call this to order. And, need a motion to reconvene,
I make that motion to
All right.
reconvene the budget.
and we have a second.
Second?
All right, and,
Done it.
6-1, half dozen another.
Yep.
all right, we don't need to discuss this. We're gonna go ahead and move on. All in favor? All right. All right, we're reconvening the budget workshop, and let's get started back on, look at the bottom of your tab, and you'll go to the 44212, which is the minimum amount that we're looking at, going to the 44212 tax rate. And you'll see right next to it, the general fund, .44212.
Which one we want to start?
Which one we gonna start on?
Let's go ahead and start on the general fund, .44212. That's the most recent one.
That shows the one where we're $59,051.
$59,051. And this is the one where we can go in and affect, the changes. Y'all want to start doing what you could to
Crap.
take some more stuff out. Now, let me ask you this. Where you want to do the first changes, or you want to go to the salary tab? If you do, we gotta go to a different place. Just let
Well,
me know what you got in
We
mind.
just we don't know how much we're gonna have to
I-
cut. I mean, that's,
Go to line 85.
On which one now?
On the general tab, 85.
Yep. Change that from 6 to 4.
what now?
85.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Hey, guys.
85.
Which one of these are y'all on right now?
Okay.
General
General
fund
fund,
44.
212.
Purple tab.
Let me show you. Go to the bottom.
For some reason,
I'm
my
gonna let you do
color
that.
coordination over here
Go to
has
the
lost
bottom
itself.
down here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I
Salary
did.
schedule, come all the way to.
So
the
we
top.
Or
need-
maybe I'm just
Change that.
colorblind, I'm not
Click on
sure.
there and you'll
We need to
see.
change that in the
All right,
That,
L, in the L,
in the L
keep
bracket,
going.
yes,
That's all mine.
Okay.
6 to 5.
All right,
please.
then go back the other way, cause it's there.
And then just click over
Okay,
one box and
easy,
it'll
easy,
reconcile.
Salary schedule, keep going.
Boom,
That's all.
Is that right, Janice?
yeah.
All right,
Salary
Did I do
schedule
that
good,
right?
something?
okay, you're on, it's gotta be,
We just change it
X out of
to
that.
4,000 and hit enter and
Okay,
All right,
because I still see the other two boxes have,
This is what I.
oh, that was last year, never mind.
Yeah,
okay.
Last year's in the.
Jan-
no, we're just changing column
Yeah,
L.
just click
Yeah,
one
okay,
time.
that's all.
Let's
Change
click
column
on
L.
that one time. Let's see what that said.
It's,
Greg's got the 7/17/220 revised, but it's not the one, this is the old one, and he does not have another tab. Go ahead.
well, let's see here, I'll go to your desktop, and let's see if it's on here.
No,
You don't? Okay, well then let me run upstairs and get the.
Sorry.
oh, that's all right, no problem, I knew that something was not right, so, all right. my question is this, I know what you're wanting to do.
I've already done it, oh, well, I won't mind. whatever.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, but we need to let everybody get on the same page, and then
Alright.
we'll do it all together. But now, on the salary,
coordinate.
I've had a lot of phone calls that has to do with the constables. And, we need to talk about that.
Oh, that's on another tab.
That's on a different tab. That's on the tab all the way to the right, as soon as we get back and get Greg's.
Sorry, guys, let me get caught up and then
No,
we'll
that's fine.
roll on with this.
Yeah, no, we'll go ahead and get that, because we're addressing what Greg wanted to address, yesterday, so we'll get that talked about and get it addressed. Now, just so, while we're sitting here,
Sorry, Janice.
That's all right.
we found out a little while ago, I mean, just a few minutes ago, that the state software has got some issues, and they're trying to get that straightened out, and that we're concerned about it creating some difference in our numbers. But we can do what we've got to do today, but we're probably gonna have to wait until we can get that fixed before we can actually finalize, exactly. And I'm sorry, I apologize, but for everybody that's watching on live feed, this has been a mess ever since the legislature made the changes last year
There.
in session,
And what do you change it?
because they made all the changes, but they didn't follow up and get all the software and everything done in time for budget season this year, and it has been a mess.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick and Senator Bittencourt.
Not gonna call any names, it's
I'm
just
gonna throw
gonna,
names out there. They're
It's
they're
just-
responsible.
it's just a mess. It is a mess, and it makes us look like we don't know what we're doing.
Well, that's
And
why
that is the embarrassing part of it.
that's why I'm gonna throw the names out there. I'm gonna
Okay.
lay responsibility where it belongs.
Yeah, it is embarrassing.
Did you get it, Bo?
Yeah, I'm here.
Got it?
Hey,
Yep.
All right. Now, go to line 85.
Okay.
Okay, Commissioner?
yeah, I done lost my place. Hang on.
I swapped mine a while ago, sorry.
Greg, yeah, go to line 85.
Yep.
Okay, column L. It has
Yep.
6,000 in it, correct?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
All right, change that click on that,
All right, I did.
change, and just put 4,000 in there. And then click on the box beside it, and it'll reconcile. And it'll go all the way down to the bottom, you'll see where it's reconciled. I changed that 58 to 61.
Okay.
And for media personnel, that's my conference money, and if we need to make it up out of another line item out of my budget, we will. We've done that before in the past. But it was money we didn't use last year as well, that was in there. So the entire 6,000 rolled over into general fund,
Right.
or will roll over into general fund this next,
Okay.
and carry over. So
Okay.
we're good there. Now, Judge, you said go to,
Now we need to go to, all the way to the right, and you'll see, salaries, judge.
that's the one with the
To the very last,
Salary schedule.
Very, salary schedule judge.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
And that is where, if you'll go to the top, and let's start going down through it again and ask any questions, because now's the time, and then we'll get to the stopping point here pretty quick. But let's go ahead, and if y'all see anything that you've got questions about.
This is leaving the longevity pay alone, correct?
Not-
Everybody's longevity pay?
That's not touching that, yes.
In line C, I have highlighted numbers, Janice. Is that something that has changed, or is that something?
In the yellow or just in the bold print?
Bold
It's in
print.
bold.
And bold
The
black.
bold print was where the changes were requested, and now we've gone back and we've taken all those out. I just left it bolded so we
Okay,
know that
okay. I got you. You didn't, I got it.
Yeah.
so we know that there was,
So there's no change between C and E?
Right.
Got it.
Nothing to be concerned about, just didn't change the color. You'll notice the highlighted areas next to it, there's nothing in that line that was, when there's a requested person that's been taken out.
$217's been taken out? Their certificate pay? Did I misunderstand?
No,
on
no.
lines 216 and 217?
Yes, ma'am?
No, it's there. That was just that was where they were getting paid certificate pay, and it was not in the budget for last year, so.
Gotcha.
It was
So we
added.
added it.
Gotcha. Okay.
But go back up to, line 133 and come down, and let's address what, Commissioner Harrison was talking about yesterday. Because I've gotten more calls about this particular situation than anything else so far. And on line 134, Janice, what was the total there before the change?
42,654.
42,
654.
654. And on the next one,
40,
on 139,
42,654.
42,654.
Terry Pierce, what did you do with my pencil?
Entered it.
On line 139, what was the amount before the change?
41,450.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yes.
41,
41,
450.
450. Hadn't done anything, can't be undone. And I know what the next one was.
45,61. 45,061.
61. Yeah,
all right, we're going through and plugging that in.
that's what we need to talk about. If that's what we're gonna do, if that's what we need to do. Want to make sure that everybody's got the right figures. And those will all automatically reflect over on the general side, general salary side when we do that, so. precinct 4 first,
Pardon me just a minute, guys.
certainly.
That, the third one there, I keep clicking it, but it won't let me change it.
We need to do it in
Oh, I
E,
see.
line E. Is that where we need to change it?
Oh,
No,
no,
line
it's
C.
C, line
Oh,
C.
no.
See,
Just click on it and put,
They're the same.
click
Yes,
on
but-
it.
so-
Well, the formulas are different.
What was that figure? 42?
Okay.
See that number right there?
40,000.
Yeah.
Four oh.
that's how much we would have added.
45,061.
Then
Put 45.
39, that would have been his increase.
Okay,
See, that.
okay.
That's what it was.
Oh, I got you.
Okay. So
Okay,
that's
So we need to change it.
right there,
yes,
45.
45.
5,061.
061. All right.
All right, what number did you say?
That was on, that's the one you just changed?
Yes, sir.
41,450.
Okay, now go to 139 line
Yes, sir.
and put in 41,450.
And 42,654.
See it right there?
So we are changing these numbers.
Right, that was the sentiment,
41,650?
41,450,
41.
450.
I don't think any of us really want to do this, but we all understand why we're doing it. I hope they don't take us to a grievance hearing.
Well,
If-
Commissioner
if they-
Harrison had a good point.
Well, he does. I mean,
Sir?
all points made are good points, and I tend to agree with that. There's all good points to be
Well,
made.
let me reiterate now.
Yeah,
What I said yesterday, I meant.
yeah,
Plus, if you stop and think about something, guys,
yeah,
we have been in a mess this year.
yes.
I mean, people's losing jobs, losing money, losing,
I just hope they don't take us to agreements,
Well-
and I'm doing my best to negotiate them to not take agreements, and I'm not making them any promises, and they're not making me any threats. I did speak to two of them earlier today and told them what we were doing. That they didn't say that they were or weren't. I'm of the opinion they don't want to, but sometimes they may feel like they have to do what they have
and,
to do.
and that's fine.
And, you know, if they do that, I feel like they'll win. That's my
Well,
opinion.
We'll see.
And that had been my adamant stance, that if they do go to agreements, that they will win. And, you know,
Well, like I say, we've been in a state of emergency for a
Well-
while, so,
I explained that. I
Yeah.
did. I explained that.
So-
And, you know, and
That's
they,
gonna
and they
help.
understood that. They did.
okay.
So I
Okay.
just, I hope they don't. If they do, I feel like they'll win a grievance. Parity pay is different than a general raise or a salary increase. I mean, we do understand that. That's different than giving somebody a raise. A lot of people can call it what they want to, but, I mean, parity pay compared to another elected official is what their grievance is. And my understanding is that they have a pretty good case. So,
Okay.
Well, but this is what we're doing.
this is what we're doing.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
And I'm gonna go with the court.
let's move down to line 327 unless y'all see something else. I need to address something. I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong line.
The two,
Line 267.
let me ask, 216 and 17 is certificate pay for jailers. Is that something we're adding this year?
No,
That's what I just
Well,
asked a
we're
while ago.
adding-
Okay,
asked earlier.
okay,
Yeah.
We're adding it because they're already getting paid that.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So we're just trying to get everybody.
Everything same, okay,
it
that's
was,
fine.
it was left out last year.
I was probably sitting here trying to figure out how to run this thing
Okay,
by the time that question was
yeah, but
asked.
you got that handled.
Good deal.
All right, line 267. The Burke Center grant deputy, I wanted to say that Burke Center sent out a notice. They're trying to do something a little different. They're actually trying to hire another person. I mean, they're trying to find another person. And they're actually thinking outside the box, which is real smart. And what they're doing is they're taking individuals that work for the Burke Center that are already trained mental health professionals that are used to dealing with these individuals. And they're offering to pay for the law enforcement training through Angelina College to put this person back in place. Now, my understanding is that if this works and if they're able to do it, they're already a Burke Center employee. And they may get some kind of supplement or something, but they will still be a Burke Center employee. My concern is that their, help me with this, Bobby, their license, their.
Yes, sir.
Certification.
TICO,
Yeah,
TICO certification
certification
would have to be
will
carried
have to be held
by the sheriff.
by the sheriff. Is there any problem there? I don't think there is. And I don't think that they would be going to work in the sheriff's department. In other words, if this position goes away, I just want you to be aware of trying to do something different.
Is
Or
the
should
sheriff,
we just leave maybe the position there and leave it unfunded?
You can leave the position and leave it unfunded, I mean, it doesn't matter.
doesn't make any difference on that.
Right.
What did the sheriff say about carrying the commission of Burke Center?
That was, he was in the conversation when we were working on this. And he seems to think that it may be a good idea. Now.
It would be totally up to him because
Right.
the question arises of having two bosses,
Right,
one in
Right.
law enforcement and one at the Burke Center.
yeah. And we used to have something like that when we had reserve deputies that
Right.
were working at other
Right.
jobs and everything. And it could be something that could really work well if it works out. But at least the director at the Burke Center is actually thinking outside the box and trying to come up with a solution to a problem. And I've got to really hand it to her that they're trying to do something. But anyway, if
That-
there's,
in fact,
if
that
we can leave
commission-
that position there and just not funded, that's, okay.
That commission can be carried by any law enforcement agency.
Right.
It can be carried by one of the constables, it could be carried by the city of Hudson, or the city of Diboll, or even an outside agency, another county. It wouldn't matter what agency carried their commission as long as they're a licensed peace officer.
Okay.
Okay.
So that wouldn't be a
It
big
wouldn't-
issue.
Wouldn't be a big issue.
Okay.
You know, if they get their deputy, if they get their personnel certified through TICO, I don't see a reason why the sheriff would probably object to.
I don't think he would because he
It
would like to,
benefit- It would
it's gonna
benefit
benefit the county.
county,
Yes.
you know.
Okay. So as we go down through this, while we're on salaries,
So as of now, we want to leave the position there, it's just unfunded.
just don't fund it.
Which is the way it is right now.
That's the way it is right
And
now.
and that is the way it is. I just wanna, I don't want it to disappear just in case things go awry.
It may have before.
All right.
I mean, we can add it back at any time.
Oh, I know
That's not-
that,
that's
yeah.
not-
All right. And as we scroll scroll down through here, if y'all see anything else that needs to have attention, you'll see the highlighted areas that have been changed back.
Has anybody talked with Judge Edson on the fact that we didn't fund the court reporter?
No.
I
But,
did, but when I talked to him, I was just kinda trying to work with him on what he thought we could settle on.
Mhm.
You know, like offering half or whatever. Of course, that's all went away now, so.
Well, that all changed when we saw
Okay.
exactly what kind of shape we were in.
All right,
Okay,
the IT personnel is gone, the maintenance
Yes.
personnel is gone.
yes, sir.
The only thing that's still in there is that HR person. What's your
Yes.
thoughts on him? I
Is-
know we need them, but
My thought is we're not paying them enough. And
Well,
I'm just gonna tell you,
let,
you're gonna get
I-
what you pay for.
I agree, but for right now, just to establish the office, the question would be that we're not paying them enough, is whether or not we're actually gonna fund the office or not.
I think
And
we
it
need-
is it's critically needed by the county and has been for several years.
Several years.
Yes.
Well, Greg and I were on the court when we created the Elections Administration Office, and that was a much-needed relief from the tax office to where we made it its own department. I'm fairly certain Ms. Cordray would agree that we need a HR personnel person
And,
to where it comes out of her office.
yeah, and at the amount of money that's being funded there, trying to keep it just as low-key as possible.
What line was that? That personnel on?
Hold on.
missed it.
I missed it somewhere.
Yeah,
I
hold
got
on
down
a
to
second.
district court and
Line 379,
379.
Yes. One person office.
7. I don't agree with the pay. I think it needs to be a minimum of 65.
Well,
And I know we're,
what we're looking at in being able to start this program, and get somebody in there is, we're gonna have to go through some trial and errors. There's also gonna be some equipment that's gonna be in there, a computer and some other things that's gonna have to be added.
you're
And-
not gonna keep a human resources personnel officer, director for $57,500. They're not going to school for 4 years that they paid a degree, a $75,000 degree for, and come out and work for 57,000. I'm sorry, a degree for 75,000 and come out and work for $57,000. They're not gonna do it.
I'm thinking that there's gonna be every opportunity to maybe get somebody in that position that would be willing to start at that.
Well,
And that's just from the research that we've done. Granted, you're not gonna get somebody that's had 10 years of experience.
Who's that, director gonna be under?
us,
Gonna be directly under, gonna be working up in the auditor's office because it needs to be up there. But this person is gonna be just like any other, department head. It's gonna fall directly under the commissioner's court.
y'all wanna leave it at 57,500 or?
Let's leave it there for right now for this discussion, cause we
Okay.
still got, we can
Not a
always
problem.
come back and make some
Yeah, we
changes.
still gotta come back one more time.
No
with
problem.
what money we got.
All right, so,
But I don't wanna take the position out at
No,
all.
okay.
It's necessary. We've gotta have it. I've heard Ms. Cordray stress over this too many times. Sorry.
all right, well, let's see if there's nothing else then, we can go ahead at this point. If y'all are ready, we can go back to our general fund. With these changes made and see what kind of change we made.
The general fund,
442,
44,212.
uh-huh.
And we're going all the way to the bottom, is that correct?
Yes, correct. Go all the way to the bottom.
71,590.
Okay.
uh-oh, I've lost that one, I guess.
Oh,
I got 69,602.
I've got 71,602.
I've got general fund 43712 is the only general fund I've got.
What'd you do with it?
I don't know.
There, yeah, there you go. The purple.
Right there.
See, that's the tax rate. Go to the
Yeah.
general fund right
Yeah,
next to it.
there you go.
Yep.
All right.
And then let's go all the way to the bottom.
So with all that, we 71,602 in the,
For 71,602 for right now. And at that point,
Or
To
am I
be
missing-
perfectly
I'm
honest,
missing $12 somewhere.
yeah, because,
I'm missing $12 somewhere.
well, mine is 71,602, so mine's a little different
that's what
than,
mine
That's what his is.
oh, okay.
But I'm $12 short of that.
Well, mine's 69,602, so I'm missing $2,000.
Okay. There's been some changes in there or something that hadn't been done, so, all right. Guys, at this point, I don't know with what we found out an hour ago about the changes in some new figures that are coming our way. I'm not sure that we can do a lot more this evening than what we've done at this point, but at least now we know that the changes that we're making is making a positive difference, and we may even possibly be able to reduce down from that .44212
Yes, ma'am.
or make some other changes. Yes,
I
ma'am.
just want to point out too, that if you go all the way back up to the top on that page,
Uh-huh,
to line 12, the economic development grant tax rebates, that $85,000 was just a guess for last year. Well, that $85,000 will cover 2 out of 3. I haven't got the third one calculated yet because it's a lot more complicated. So that number at the bottom will decrease because of having to give back a tax rebate
that's,
if they meet their qualification.
last year, we had that built in, and it ended up being far less than what we expected, but this next year, we're fully expecting that it's
So
gonna,
until we got some firm numbers, I can't, and I gotta get back with the appraisal district and get some questions answered on how to calculate one of them, so. So
and that was
money-
just on that.
So that money is we collect the tax from those companies, and then we have to rebate back to them if they meet all their benchmarks. So one of them is big.
Either all or a part of, depending on the benchmarks, yeah. Okay.
Well, we're running out of time to, I mean, if we either gotta recess till tomorrow and hope we got numbers, or if we have to repost, it's gonna put us right at our deadline.
If we, can we recess more than once?
We can't recess,
Okay, you can only recess once, right? Okay, that's what I was thinking. So, at this point,
Better get it posted in the morning.
well, we've either got to post, and then, and we can do that to have one more meeting prior to the time that I've got to put it in on Friday. Yeah. And by that time,
So 72 hours will put it at Thursday, no?
yeah. Put it at Friday, so.
So we'll have to meet Friday morning and try to,
We'll have to meet after the time that we post it. If we do it at 9 o'clock, then we'll have to meet at 10 on that.
That won't be 72 hours. That only be 48. So in
Okay.
order to meet on Friday, you would have to post it today, and it would have to be like,
It'd have to
it'd have to
be,
be after 5.
Right,
so
it'd
there's
have
no
to
way
be
we
after
meet again
5.
before you're due.
Rats. That's put us in some really bad situations.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
At this point where we sit on these computers right now, we're going to have to raise taxes?
Based on that rate right there.
The tax rate that we had last year and was the same as the year before.
Correct.
Okay. We were hoping that we would be able to have that this year, so there would not be a raise in tax rate, okay? Homeowner's not gonna be looking at an increase. With the new guidelines, we couldn't even put in the tax rate that we had last year because it would run over the 3.5. Okay? What we got passed earlier this morning that allowed us to slide up to the 8 allows us to go just a little over that amount, but it's still a raise in taxes, even though it's this much over what the tax rate was last year. It's still a raise in taxes. And in order to meet our obligation for the county and pay all the bills, we're going to have some kind of tax rate. It'll either be very, very, very small, or depending on what's this court decides to do with changes, it could be larger. But yes, there will be a tax rate, albeit as small as we can keep it is the goal of this court. Okay? But, now, one other thing, Terry, to be thinking about, you're right. Even though we can't meet again, I think everybody has a pretty good understanding of the direction that we need to go. And understand that if I post a budget for Friday, the judge's proposed budget, I'm gonna try to get as close as I can to everybody's wants. But that will still have to take, we'll still have some budget hearings after that.
It can all still be adjusted after
It can
that.
all still be adjusted, yes. I'm just mandated to have my budget posted by Friday, okay? I just want to try to get it as close as possible to where we're all on the same page this year. Yes, ma'am.
We need to go back and address line 65 It's not gonna change our rates, but we do need to address that. The transfer from the fund balance for the employee benefit fund. This
Yes.
408,000 was what I had just put in there to try to balance the budget, but the
Yes.
insurance committee's requesting the $1 million.
That's under general fund.
Yes,
Yeah.
line L,
Mhm.
What line?
What,
was it?
what number?
65.
65.
So it'd be 1.48,
No, it'd just be 1 million,
period.
period.
Okay.
And then,
The
Okay.
reason for
Okay,
that,
walk me through that again, please.
okay,
Line L,
column L,
Column L.
line 65,
line 65.
change that 408,000 to 1 million.
yeah. The reason for that is because the first transferred amount was
Got it.
408.
Then go down to line
Let me get there first.
78
Got it.
and put that million there, so it goes to, because what's happening on line 65
So that'll be,
is we're pulling that money out of the general fund balance.
Yeah.
So we're pulling it in, but then we've got to, in the next line, on line 78, we got to actually transfer that money to the employee benefit fund. That's where the mistake was with the previous numbers.
so we're changing
We
that.
brought the money in,
To a
but we
million.
didn't take it out.
Change the 408 to a million?
To a
No.
million, yes. That was the request of the insurance committee, yes. So you'll change.
So on line 78, go to the 408 and change that to a million.
Yes.
Correct. So it's coming in from the fund balance, and then it's going out to the employee benefit fund.
But it don't change that bottom number?
So it does not change the bottom number.
Just a quick, that 71,602, what does that have to be for us not to have to raise taxes?
It'd have to be zero.
Okay. So $71,602 we need to come up with.
But you gotta keep in mind, you may be using that $61,000 right back up there on that economic development grant rebate. Because that hasn't been calculated for one of the big company.
Big company.
Yeah.
And they'll have a big rebate
What was the other line?
if I can ever get all the information
78.
together to get it calculated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Greg, you're talking about the,
Down at the bottom where it says,
Right.
total revenues over, under expenditures.
yeah.
That's 71,602. If we got it to zero, we wouldn't have to raise taxes.
Well,
No.
you're only
No?
gonna
No,
No,
You're only
not
gonna
true.
change that tax rate by a millisecond there
yeah,
in order to get rid of that 70,
it's not even a
1,000,
tenth of
yeah.
it's not even a tenth of a penny.
I mean, you're gonna
Yeah.
raise them.
yeah. There's, I don't,
Or a
There's
hundredth
no
of a
way.
penny.
that we can get to the,
Okay.
because the way the statute reads, in order to the .43712 that we had as a tax rate last year, we're this much over that, which is a tax rate increase. And just to break even at this point.
Greg, I'm gonna tell you, I sat in front of the Senate committee, and along with several other, hundreds of other people from across the state, and told them that this would happen. This exact scenario of what we're sitting in would happen. And they did not listen, they would not listen. They were bullheaded and arrogant, and basically told us that we weren't smart enough to do our job, is what,
I was there too.
well, in not so many words,
Well,
they done us wrong.
it was actually aimed, it's a shame that it's working out this way, particularly this year, because it was actually aimed at trying to rein in the larger counties.
It was,
And we're caught right in the
we're
middle
right
of
in the
it.
middle of it.
But
It
is-
absolutely was aimed at, larger
Yeah.
counties like Montgomery, Harris County,
Yeah.
Tarrant County, Dallas County, you know, places like that. San Antonio,
Yeah.
places.
Terry, what is your bottom line right now?
Oh. Let me get in
Exactly what I had.
602, it's still the same, I just want to make
there.
sure.
Yeah, I think Jamie said it wouldn't change a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Not supposed to, I just want to make sure when we start plugging and unplugging, I'd like to check to make sure it hadn't changed. All right,
Yeah, mine's 71,602.
okay. All right. Is there anything else we can do, Greg? Is there anything else that we need to address?
When do we
that you
address
know
road
of?
and bridge? We do it now or
Sure.
later?
No,
When
we
we
can
got
go ahead.
some real numbers to
When we
work
have real
with is-
numbers,
Mhm.
okay,
Yeah,
Because y'all are gonna be within your own fund,
right?
so that doesn't have any effect here. It's just gonna be whatever rate y'all elect to adopt, that will be based on how much money you get.
Okay.
So,
That R&B funds, Judge 4.43712, is that the one?
we got several of them on there.
but there's several of them.
There's,
But, Bobby, that will change with any numbers change.
that will change with any
anyway.
new, yes,
Yes.
I get it, okay.
With the current .44212 tax rate, the road and bridge money is calculated at the current .06581. That's the rate y'all have currently with the 2020 budget. That's what is used in this number here to fund y'all's road and bridge funds.
The road and bridge fund gets even scarier during times like this because you can't project what's coming in.
Well, that's the way it is for the whole general fund, because we can't project, I mean, the sales tax, it may go south.
Right, but you know the property taxes and stuff set, but
Well, the one thing about it, the road and bridge fund gets the property tax. Whatever we allocate in the line of property taxes, y'all get that whether we collect it or not. You get it, you get the credit for it in your fund at the first of the year. So, but it's your other revenues that are always in question. Your, federal forest money, your lateral road money, I mean, all that money's coming from the state and the feds, and so
Who knows?
who
That's
knows
right.
how much you'll get?
A
Or
good
you
e-
may not get it, and then as far
Yeah.
as the general fund goes, you know, the sales tax revenue may, the bottom may fall out of it.
Yeah, a good example of that is the Forest Service. You know, we
Oh, yeah.
get it one year, you don't get it the next year,
Yeah,
and
because
I
they
have a
have to
feeling
pass whether they're
things are
gonna-
tight, so, yeah, we're liable not to get it. All right, so right now, we're looking roughly at, we've got a little bit of black above the bottom line with what we've done so far.
That ain't much money.
No, it's not much money, but at least it is a positive
It is
figure
positive.
instead of a negative figure. And, you know, if we can't, if there's no other changes need to be made this evening, I recommend that we adjourn this until we can get the new figures in. And with the understanding that still the judge's budget, trust me, I won't take offense if my budget that I put in gets changed, okay? But understand that, that by Friday, I've got to have something posted.
Well, I think we're on the hook,
Yeah.
whether we like it or not.
Well,
Then that's
we're
just-
dealing with the facts as they are, so.
But we went through everybody, and all these guys have done, we've took from everybody that we can take from. Is that what y'all saying?
That's what I see. We really hadn't taken anything, we just haven't given anything new.
Right.
Okay, so,
There's minor places that we probably could cut a few more dollars, but not, and be, right about it, because if you're gonna take from one, you need to take from all,
Absolutely.
compared to last year's numbers.
Right.
And if that's what we're basing everything off of, is last year's numbers.
Well, that's what I'm saying, that, you know, once we have the figures, the auditor and I will get together and we'll go ahead and work with the budget that we've all come up with for right now. And, it'll be what's put on the website for Friday. And then we'll have to go from there. But I have a feeling that probably at that point, we need to go ahead and, have a pretty good idea when we're going to start our budget hearings. And we'll get together, and once we have some new figures, we'll know for sure exactly what we need to do. All right? And I would entertain a motion to adjourn at this time. I think we've done everything that we can this evening.
So moved.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to adjourn. Any objections, any questions? All in favor? We are adjourned.